So often you hear that investors say that it's just a numbers game. Well, what if an investor is all about the emotional side of building a house as well? Today, I'm here with Justin.Brennan of Harcourts and Harcourts Auctions to talk just about that. So thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
So we were talking, a lot of times investors find a home to flip or renovate or completely do a new house in this case. And it's not just about the numbers after they purchase the house, it's about evoking a feeling and an emotion into that house.
Yeah, and I think a lot of times they do look at the numbers up front, but then when you get into it, I think with anybody, residential sales is an emotional game, right? Mothers, fathers, dads, their kids are in the home, they see themselves in it. And they did that by creating not just a modern home that you see a lot, but more of I call it a Cape Cod modern, East Coast, bringing it to the West Coast, but it has a modern style, and it's very light and bright. Using those expansive doors and windows to really open it up to the inside out, outside feeling. They did a great job, and everybody that's come into the home has been blown away by it.
Yeah, because it was completely different. You can see in the before photos, not even the same house at all.
Well, they tore down pretty much the whole one wall thing that most developers do. Take it to one wall, rebuild the entire house. So it wasn't a traditional just flip and turn. It was a rebuild, and took it all the way down. A lot of stuff was in the home previously. You can see that from the photos, and then you look at the before and afters, and it's not even the same.
So when they were thinking, this house is in Encinitas, so spectacular area to begin with, but when they start building this house, what are they looking for? What kind of ideas and emotions do they want to evoke from this house?
Most of the times they want high ceilings. So you'll notice when you go through the home, it has 9, 10, and 12-foot ceilings, vaulted.
Which I loved.
Yeah, and they did with the walnut 6-inch plank wood, so it's very light and bright when you go through it. They did a lot of wainscoting in it, knowing that women tend to love that stuff, and then having the grand floor plans, the big kitchens that really open it up to the grand room. And then the spread doors. So you'll notice it's not just the bifolds that go to the backyard, but over the kitchen sink, they have the whole window separate, and there's a bar that sits outside. So if they have their kids and their family and friends there, they're having really good kind of entertaining.
Exactly.
And the house is perfect for that. Everybody that's come in is just like, wow. They're very, very surprised.
And you said you just had the first open house.
Yeah.
And no one showed up. No, just kidding.
Right?
The complete opposite, right?
Well, because it's going through our Harcourts auction platform, by nature we use a bidding to start figure versus a listing price to generate traffic. And we had just over 80 people through the first open house, about 40 groups. A lot of interest, a lot of people that seem to want to move forward and put an offer on the table. We'll see what happens. But the auction date's August 23rd, and if not, it'll go to September 18th, but everything's looking bright at the moment.
And it's, like I said, it's in Encinitas, so let's talk a little bit about the area of Encinitas and why this house is perfectly placed.
Well, if anybody doesn't know Encinitas, it's one of the hottest areas in San Diego right now, especially for younger families, I'd say 30 to 50. Kind of has that hipster vibe, I don't know if you want to call that surfer or, biker vibe, but it's great. And then they have the Union and shops, Cedros, everything, Solana Beach, Encinitas are right there next to each other.
So a little bit about the Harcourts auction. This is a completely unconventional home. Why not go a completely unconventional style of selling a home as well?
Well, it's interesting. Before I understood how the auctions work, most people think auctions are distressed foreclosures by nature. And as the Australians, these crazy Aussies, they brought this platform. It's not new. It's been around 130 years. But they brought this process into the United States about 4 years ago. And we're using it, right now it's about 50% of my sales are going via the traditional auction route. And it's just another method for arriving at a fair sales price for the property. Because everything else you'd normally do in a traditional sales process, from escrow, and loans and everything, documents, it's all the same. We're just coming this way versus this way to arrive at the sales price.
And that's spectacular.
So, it's just another method.
Right. I love it. So if people want more information, how should they get a hold of you?
They can go to harcourtsauctions.com. Obviously, the property's listed there. You can give me a call personally, and they'll probably pop up my number here. And then our website, which is brennanrealestategroup.com. Definitely take a look at the property. They have the address, 746 Devonshire, and it's incredible. Well,
thank you so much, Justin, for coming on and sharing your story. And then, of course, thank you for shedding light on Harcourts Auction.
Awesome. Thank you.
And if you want to share your story, be sure to contact us at info@storyhousesd.com, and we'll see you next time.